All right, guys, Super Bowl prediction video. Here we go. So obviously, I really liked Carolina, even back in the summer. Really liked them to get to the Super Bowl. I mean, did I actually think it was going to happen? Well, I thought the Pats were going to get back to the Super Bowl, and obviously that didn't happen. I'm obviously crushed still. But let's talk about the game. Carolina, Denver. I like Carolina to win 27-17. I think the only way Denver will win is if they hold Carolina to under 20 points. Carolina has played 18 games this year, and they've been held to under 20 points one time, and that was in the Atlanta game. And it got my gears turning. If Carolina were to win and they go 18-1, I think of another 18-1 team, the 2007 Patriots. They were held under 20 points one game, and that was in the Super Bowl, which they lost. So the only way Denver will beat them is if they can hold Carolina under 20 points. Denver is not going to be able to score a lot of points. I'm not going to say blowout because I just feel like that's too obvious. Yeah, Denver got blown up by Seattle. They didn't see that coming. I think Denver was favored in that game 2 years ago. They didn't see that coming. They're going to be prepared for the best team in the NFL. I think it's not even talked about enough what Carolina did to Seattle and Arizona. Like, Seattle and Arizona were the second and third best team in the entire NFL. I think both those teams could have killed Denver or the Patriots. They were that good, and Carolina just demolished them. So with Carolina, this is all right. So I'm going to get to the spread and the bets and stuff. So I bet on. I'm gonna have to pull up a list here. So I bet on Carolina. I got in when the spread was 5. It moved up to 6 right after I made my bet. So that's my big bet, is Carolina to win by more than 5. I got it at 27-17, which I think that's still like a good score. The under, I'm not sure yet. Technically, the under's I think at 45. If I go with my score, that would be the under. I'm just nervous to bet the under because with the NFL and what Carolina can do to teams, I feel like it could get out of hand as well. So I'm staying away from the over-under right now. I bet on Cam Newton to win the MVP. The odds. He's obviously was the favorite, but it's like if Carolina's winning, then Cam Newton's winning the MVP. That's what I looked at it as. Then I bet on what the first play is going to be of the game. I bet on it to be a run. I feel like especially with Peyton, they're going to want to start off kind of slow. You don't want to come out firing against Carolina. So I bet the first play of the game to be a run. Carolina could maybe throw, but I still, lights, cameras flashing, lights, noise. Like, I just feel like a run is necessary to just kind of ease into the game. So I got money on there being a run. I have money on Jonathan Stewart being the first person to score a touchdown in the entire game. Also, I have another bet on Devin Funchess being the first person to score in the entire game. The odds are crazy on that bet. So that one's more just like, throw a little money down. If I hit, it's a big payout. Whereas the Jonathan Stewart one is more likely to happen. You got to put a lot down, if you want to make money on that. And then I have Jonathan Stewart to be the leading rusher in the entire game. I bet on that as well. I haven't done any of the crazy props. I don't want to get too into them just because I'm like, I'd rather focus on things that I think I know about the game. Whereas, they're like, over-under on showing Archie Manning's 1.5. I'm like, in my head, they're definitely going to cut to Archie twice, right? Especially if Denver goes up or wins. Like, they're going to cut to Archie more than one time. So I could bet on that. I also don't want to be watching the game rooting for them to cut to them because that's like infuriating. I just want to watch the game. I don't want to sit there and be like, cut to Archie Manning. Come on. Like, I just, I want to watch the game. I made, my biggest bet is Carolina to win by more than 5 points. That's what I'm banking on. Carolina is the best team in the NFL. As far as the whole Peyton thing goes, my opinion on I personally can't stand people that are like, oh, I want Peyton to ride off into the sunset because it would be a good story. I'm like, if you want a good story, go watch the fucking Lion King. You know what I mean? Like, I want to watch the best player in the entire league, do his thing. I want to watch him, dominate the best team in the NFL. That's who I'm rooting for. Is I want to see the best win. The Carolina's a better team. I don't need an underdog story. You know what I mean? I don't need that. I don't need, I mean, I'm biased because I don't like Peyton Manning at all. Great player. Would never take anything away from him on the field, but I just don't like Peyton Manning. So there it is. Carolina is my prediction. Another thing, too, that bugs me is people are like, I just hope for a good game. I'm like, I don't even get that. Like, pick a side. Pick who you want to root for and root for them to friggin' kick ass. You know what I mean? Like, I can't watch a game and root for, like, one side. It would blow my mind for people that, like, watch and they're like, oh, yeah, Carolina scored. All right. Now I hope Denver scores, so it's a close game. Like, fucking root for a goddamn team. You know what I mean? Like, pick a team. Don't just sit down the middle and be like, oh, I hope this is a good game. Like, why do you watch sports then? Don't watch sports if you don't root for one. For pick a side. I can't watch a game and not even like the OKC game in Golden State. Like I've enjoyed watching Golden State all year, but I'm like I love Russell Westbrook's my favorite NBA player. It's like sorry, Golden State, I'm rooting for OKC tonight. Like I gotta pick a side. I can't just watch that game and be like, I don't care who wins. Like yeah, I care who wins. All right, on any sporting event ever. Okay. So there it is. Hope everyone does enjoy the game, all the hoopla that goes with it, the commercials, the halftime show. I'll be live tweeting the entire game, so follow me on Twitter if you want to follow my live tweets. And other than that, I'll talk to you guys another time. Maybe next September when football season starts again. All right, peace.